Hello, my name is Paul Wilson Jr. I'm the Area Director of the UGA Small Business Development Center at Georgia State University, and this is your Business Tip of the Week. In our society, it's pretty well understood how powerful the media is. And there's one aspect of the media in particular that has a profound influence on our daily lives, and sometimes we don't even think about it, and that would be movies. Well, there's one type of movie more than others that may influence how we see leaders in business, and that would be the superhero genre, right? Think about all the superhero movies that have come out over the last 10 or 12 years. It's amazing. We could just run through the list, but I won't even try right now. But one thing about superhero movies, and maybe it's just me, but whenever I watch those movies, when I see the superhero in disguise like Clark Kent or T'Challa or Diana, I can't wait for them to get actually into their costume. So when they're just walking around doing normal things, regular things, it's like that part of the movie is okay. But what's really exciting is when they transform into their character and they get to use all these incredible superpowers. Well, is that just me, or do you sometimes see yourself doing that too? I believe oftentimes in business, as it relates to leaders, we celebrate the leaders who are visionary and can give great speeches and are awesome motivators and display all these obvious signs of leadership. We're ready to celebrate that very quickly. But oftentimes the other subtle aspects of leaders that may look like they're in disguise, we oftentimes overlook that or don't recognize how important some of those leadership characteristics really are. So I want to point out a few subtle leadership characteristics that are just as important as the obvious ones. Number one is curiosity. I believe leaders have to be learners and always looking for more insight and information so that they can make more informed decisions. Now, this doesn't imply that you can have analysis paralysis and just wait for all the information to come in to be perfect before you make a decision. But it does imply that you always need to be looking for more insights and information. And that can come from various sources, right? It could come from your advisors as well as your employees. It can come from your customers as well as what's happening externally in the marketplace overall. So you have to be curious as a leader because you're always looking to grow and develop and expand your perspective so you can be better at decision making. Number two is adaptability. When things are chaotic and changing so quickly, a leader must step into a situation and adapt quickly and provide leadership in a way that's needed in that situation. Now, all leaders have a natural leadership and communication style that they're most used to, but circumstances aren't calling for you to be comfortable. They're calling for you to be adaptable and to provide the type of leadership that's needed in that moment. Number three is discernment. It's the ability to see the facts that weren't stated, to read between the lines, to understand what somebody's not saying based on their tone or body language. I truly believe discernment is a gift, and leaders who have it are able to see what other people can't see. They don't just settle for the obvious answer. They look a little bit further, a little bit deeper, listen a little bit more keenly, so that way they can get the subtle insights that they need to make effective decisions. Number four is foresight. To me, that's the ability to think about your decisions 3 or 4 steps down the line. And you're willing to look at different scenarios of the consequences and how your decisions may play out before you make a decision. Because again, you're thinking ahead, you're planning ahead. You're not just making impulsive decisions, but again, you're really analyzing and assessing how your decisions may play out in the future. And that's critically important, right? Because all of our decisions are going to have an impact in the future. And while none of us, of course, can predict the future, effective leaders take the time to at least consider it in different ways how the future may play out before they make their decisions. So for those who want to be heroic leaders, or at least follow one, just remember the characteristics that make a leader heroic are often in disguise. And that's your business tip of the week.